Hello and welcome to Three Ring Kennels. I'm Josh Cochran, and today I'm going to be showing you a little bit about how to do crate training. Now, crate training is an essential step if you're going to be having your dog in the house. Now, we are big believers in raising your dog in the house because this causes you to spend much more time with the dog. Now, you can see the pins here behind me, and having a pin at your house is very useful. We pin our dogs often when we need to leave for a weekend, or when we need to be gone overnight, or when we have a breeding female that we need to keep isolated. Pins are very useful, but we believe that having a dog in the house greatly increases the amount of contact time you have and will increase the strength of the relationship between you and the dog. So raising them in the house is very beneficial to helping you have a better overall pet, as well as a much more obedient gun dog. Now, the dog that I have here in front of me is our stud dog, Vega, and Vega is just over a year old here. And what I'm going to show you is the idea of how we use the crate. Now, the crate is a process that we use that it always relies on using that natural tendency of the dog. Right? Dogs are naturally a cave-dwelling animal. They want a place where they can go and hide and have their own space. And a crate provides a safe way to do that. Now, Vega is obviously a big 80, 85-pound boy, and so he needs a big crate like this one we see over here right behind me. However, little Shira uses one like we see up here on top. And it's important when you're using a crate, you need to remember to get one that is size appropriate. Obviously, the dog has to be able to physically fit in there, but you want to make sure that it's not so big that the dog can't get in and go do its business in the corner and then lay in another corner. That really creates a problem if your dog is going to the bathroom in the crate. You really want to avoid that. But the natural tendency here, besides being a cave-dwelling creature, is that dogs do not want to get their cave dirty. So what they will do when you put them in the crate is they will hold it. And what this means is, as soon as you take them out of the crate, they're going to need to be able to go. So what we do is we're going to take our dog, and when it's time to go in, we'll put them in the kennel and let them sit for a few hours and then be able to come out and go do their business. Now, at first, an 8-week-old puppy is not going to be very fond of the crate. They're not going to like this process. They'll probably cry. They'll probably whine, much like a child or an infant being put down in a crib that wants to be held and wants to play. Now, it is very much in their best interest to put them in the crate and let them just cry it out, and after a few minutes, they will calm down and go to sleep. Remember, a baby puppy needs hours and hours and hours of sleep a day, just like a baby human. So it's very good for them to have a safe place where they're not chewing on cords, they're not chewing on shoes, and they're not going to the bathroom all over the house. And before long, you'll be able to have your dog be able to go in their kennel simply on command. So if I take Vega and say, Vega, kennel, he'll simply go in his crate and he's ready to go. And it's not long before your dog will look at the crate as a safe place to be. And when the house is loud and rambunctious, the dog, you'll say, well, I wonder where the dog is. And you'll go and find the dog just naturally laying in his crate by himself with the door open. So that is the basics for how we start crate training. All right. One of the other things that we can do after you start crate training is immediately when you take the dog out of a crate, they're going to need to go to the bathroom. So one of the things that you can do to take this a little bit further to make your life a little bit easier is you can actually quickly and easily teach your dog where to go in your yard. Now, if you happen to have a little bit of land, like for example, we are fortunate to have 10 acres to be on out here, we have a variety of space that we do not mow. And so this tall grass that we see out here provides a great place for us to be able to take the dogs, because it's a place you're not going to be walking and you're not going to be stepping in the dog's business all the time. So this is easily done by whenever you take the dog out of the crate. They're going to need to walk around a little while and do some sniffing and do what dogs naturally do. Simply take them to a place where you don't usually go in your yard, and the dogs will naturally use that spot as their place to go do their business. And after you do this for a few weeks, very quickly, their natural tendency is to repeat the behavior that they have done. So once they're already have taken them to that location to go do their business, very quickly, as soon as you let them out the door, they'll go to that spot on their own to go do their business where it's out away from the house and you don't have a mess in the yard that you have to clean up all the time. So this is one addition where you can have several dogs and not have to have such a messy yard. Now, obviously this isn't going to work every time, but in our location, we mow maybe 1 acre of our 10, and we have at least 90–95% of the time the dogs go do their business out in the tall stuff, and you never have to worry so much about cleaning up your yard. It's one way that you can make crate training help make your life a little bit better even out in the yard.